Hi everyone. I'm Joel. You can Joel Leon, whatever, but just call me Joel. Super excited to have y'all in this group. So I might discount that as one of my happy.
It's so good to be here. That definitely is a happy for sure. I think crappy. I'm a public defender, so this week has been a lot, and I'm interested to see what comes out. This is like the first moment I've had to slow down in a little bit, so let's see what happens. But B is spaces like this. I've been trying to, I think for the last few months, like bring back like creativity that my job like takes from me and kills in me, and make space for writing and dance. And I have been doing that. So I'm also just very thankful for this space. So
Part of the work here is really trying to create as much of an open environment and communication for each other. What I would hope to happen is that maybe you make some new friends here. Maybe you decide you want to keep each other accountable as far as like the writing and creative practice goes. I view poetry and writing very much so, to Flacco's point, as art therapy, but I also think there's a lot of communion and community building that can happen through the practice of creativity. So whether this writing becomes your new form of journaling, whether this becomes a new approach to like your family book, right? Like Bria mentioned, or maybe this is just something that you just needed to kind of give you a reprieve, something similar to like what Simi's alluding to, right? Like there's a lot of work happening on the ground. So my job here as a Black writer, creative, girl, dad, person, human, is to try to just give y'all space. And so what we're going to do, what I would hope for also, this is going to be give or take 2 hours. Right now I'm gonna lead you through a couple of like small writing prompts, and then like what I consider like the major building prompt, and then we'll go into an open mic, because what I would love to happen is for us to share the work that comes from this. Pen and paper, great. If not, notepad works, iPad, whatever you do to get your thing on.
Bueno, señoras y señores, su tiempo está ya to the fin. And those are your 3 minutes are up.
Yo, you're the greatest timekeeper, man.
Yo, we out here, bro.
You out here, you like the Vanna White of like,
bro, Olympic timekeeping out here. That's
so what I want us to try to tackle today is the color yellow. Okay, your writing prompt is about the color yellow. Now, what I want you to keep in mind is also, I don't want the word yellow to show up in the work. So what we want to do is describe yellow in as best the way that we can. And here's where the not necessarily the challenge. I see you, Maxine, like, okay, this is going, here's where it gets interesting, but also really fun. Like, I'm going to participate in this as well. And what I want us to think about is like, how does yellow show up in our world? Because when you start thinking of it this way, it allows actually a lot more room for creativity than you think. Like, mustard is yellow, right? Like, what are the other things in the world that are yellow? Is this a poem? Is this a short story? Is this just a journal entry? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Take from that whatever you will. Like, I can tell you as a writer, I'm already thinking about my mother's apartment, right, in 2C in the Bronx, because her walls are yellow. So how am I talking about this space in a way that conveys to the audience that I'm talking about this color? And granted, when we're talking about poetry and art, it's also very subjective. You can intend for people to get something and prize something from it, and they may not get that at all, based on where they're coming from, their own projections, whatever the case might be. So you have the time to sit. You can even sit with just the word yellow for a little bit, and like, okay, what does that invoke in me? What is the feeling? When you think of yellow, what place do you go to? What room do you go to? What relationship do you go to? Right? I'll give you some more context. The sun is yellow, right? Do you want to play with that? You know, like, what are the other ways that you can use to describe yellow that doesn't involve the word? You have similes, you have metaphors, you have so many other things at your disposal. Pick from experience, pull apart the word, you know, whatever it's going to take for you to get to a place that you feel like, oh, this is cool. There's no right or wrong here. There's no perfection. We're just writing, we're sharing. And even when we get to the open mic, This is not about constructive feedback. It's about loving feedback. So it's like, what am I getting from this process that I enjoy? Right? That's what we're doing here, because that's what makes art.
Like a summer's day at noon, with the heat rising from the concrete, blessed with the sun's energy, it floats onto her skin. It shows its love. Like a lemon shaved icy, so nourishing and refreshing, quenching the thirst while simultaneously igniting the fire inside.
Laffy Taffy and my favorite Starburst, the best fruit snack. 7 years old, the biggest slide in my elementary playground, a giant toilet paper roll the color of caution tape. Laffy Taffy and my favorite Starburst, the best fruit snack. 7 years old, the biggest slide in my elementary playground, a giant toilet paper roll the color of caution tape, a tube I entered with innocence and slid out of to meet the sky, with more dreams, more curiosity, and more anxiety, endlessly. I YELL over to my mother, screaming to the bee, please, leave me alone.
The field of mustard flowers on the path to the road to Nerada. Lovely and I always meander our way there, and she always wants a photo shoot. She sits low to the ground and pretends to be coy, the Punjabi girl's favorite look. My mom's old salwar kameez, white with flowers. It smells like garam masala and almond oil. It makes her shoulders look really small, like I could take both of them in one of my arms. The Power Ranger. I always had a feud with her. I don't really know why.
The dust particles peek in through the blinds, delicately dancing in a sunstream with no cares in the world. They wash over ripe lemons in a bowl on the counter, reminding me that if I add tequila, I can make a life lemonade that will pack a punch and take away the day's sting. I have these undertones in my skin. They're the same ones that make mommy glow. But on me, they can make me look sick and old.
You're the reason I appear so sweet, unproblematic, never on either side of a war, the calm child that keeps everyone warm. Never had to question your warmth. You're always you, authentic, the aesthetic drown in my feed. I used you to balance out dark days. And they wouldn't even know the real me. You cover me so well. Compliment my potential self, made my brown skin worth it for a moment, for a season. But I wonder about you. Wonder if you approve of the words we associate with you, if you're actually happy or it's all an illusion, unrequited love, a lose and a lie. But who's covering you at night when you're no longer smiling? Specifically summer nights when the sunset excludes you.
Out of twinkling eyes that have walked together and opened a world of possibilities, a sparkling life is birthed. Babies laugh and fairies are born, destined to gift pixie dust to those in need of a reason to smile, destined to sprinkle their magic upon the heads of those who don't believe. Little do they know that divine energy is the antidote to their ignorance.
Tus llantos still echoes, your son, almost lifeless, casi una memoria. I've seen you break, but never broken, frozen and alarmed. Your son's father is a memory. You hold yourself together as if nothing. There are carnations with sunshine smiles, admiring you during unforecastable events for standing upright and unshaken.
Bright like the sun outside on a hot summer day, full of expression in every which way. I think of my mom, her tender, soft smile, and the bond we're creating as I have my first child, neutral in gender not yet identified, and in circumstances which appear unkind. Pleasing to me, this transition takes me high. She told me, fire burns, that's not what love is about. All the pain, sudden flames, motherhood puts them out.
I pass by apartments, lives being lived, my favorite colored light, tungsten, warm hues caressing, stories unfolding before my journey. In search of something as I walk, the one who smells of sunflowers? Steps take me farther. Do I know where I'm at? Sun setting, time flying by, getting colder, bolder with my steps as I get closer to the west side of the island. So much seen and lived. My movie theater. A bittersweet ending to another outing, like honey on tofu. Time to slide home. What station am I close to? The R train will do.
Brown custard corners cutting into the ceilings, rainwater peeling it down onion style. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry when Auntie KK died after she left us to head to the supermarket and caught a heart attack. I head to the supermarket and pick up Goya, pick up frijoles, pick up accents, pick up street signs, pick up my mother's legs, burdens when the street lights yield for her. We were construction paper, crayon, Crayola crack kids, counting down until Hellman's Fridays, glued to Perfect Strangers TGIF, citing danger at 10 o'clock news hours. This was bedtime nude hours, PP mattress stains, straining to watch the world, still the same scent when you leave.